You know that amazing smell of bamboo leaves that fills the air around this time of year? Well, it's all about the Zongzi. But this humble little rice dumpling, it's so much more than just a snack. We're talking about a legend that's like 2,000 years old, a piece of living history, and the reason for one of the biggest, most passionate food fights you can imagine. All right, let's get into it.
And that fight, it all comes down to one single question. A question that can literally tell you where someone's from in Taiwan. So, what's it going to be? Are you on Team Northern Zongzi or Team Southern Zongzi? And trust me, this is way more than just about what tastes better. For a lot of people, it's about who you are.
Oh yeah, I'm not kidding. This is a full-blown food war. It's a culinary battle where the weapons are glutinous rice and bamboo leaves, and the grand prize, ultimate bragging rights. So let's meet the two main contenders in this fight.
Okay, so here's where it all splits. The big difference is how they're cooked. Up north, they stir-fry the rice first with all the seasonings, and then they steam it. What you get is this really firm texture where you can feel every single grain of rice. It's kind of like a super fancy, oily rice that's been wrapped up in a leaf. But down south, totally different story. They take raw rice, wrap it all up, and then just boil the whole thing. The result is this incredibly soft, sticky, almost melt-in-your-mouth texture that just soaks up all that amazing fragrance from the bamboo leaves.
Let's call the Northern Zongzi the Iron Warrior, right? It's bold, it's robust, the rice itself is already packed with savory flavor from stuff like soy sauce and fried scallions. Then inside, you've got that rich braised pork, mushrooms, chestnuts, the whole deal. And you absolutely gotta eat it with a sweet and spicy chili sauce poured all over it. It's just direct, super flavorful, and yeah, it's proud of its firm texture.
And then, in the other corner, you have the gentle boiled Zongzi. This one is all about refinement, subtlety, texture. I mean, it gets a long, slow bath for up to 2.5 hours. That's what makes the rice so incredibly soft and lets all those flavors just melt together. The classic fillings? You've got your braised pork, that amazing rich salted egg yolk, and this is a must, peanuts. And instead of a sauce, you just get this light dusting of fragrant peanut powder. It's a totally different world.
So with all this passion and all this regional pride, you've got to wonder, right? Where did this all start? How did a simple rice dumpling turn into such a big deal? Well, the most famous story, it's actually pretty tragic.
It all starts with a famous patriotic poet, a guy named Kuo Yuan. His story is one of sacrifice, and it was so moving that the local people, in their grief, came up with a really unique way to honor him. This is the legend, that beautiful, sad story that almost everyone knows.
So the legend goes like this. Over 2,000 years ago, Kuo Yuan was so heartbroken about his kingdom that he drowned himself in the Malua River. The townspeople who just loved this guy raced out in their boats to try and save him, but they couldn't get there in time. So, to protect his body, they started throwing rice packed in bamboo tubes into the water. The idea was that the fish would eat the rice instead of him. But then, a greedy river dragon started stealing the rice offerings. So, to scare it away, they started wrapping the rice in leaves and tying it with 5 colored threads, because apparently, that's what dragons are afraid of.
I mean, what a story, right? It's beautiful, it's powerful, it connects this food we eat to patriotism, to remembering a hero. But is it actually what happened? Is it the whole truth? Well, as it turns out, the real story is a little bit more complicated.
If you dig into the historical records, you actually find a Zongzi-like food that existed way before Kuo Yuan's time. It was called jiaoshu. It was this horn-shaped snack made with millet, not rice. And it was just something people ate during a midsummer festival. It had nothing to do with honoring anyone. Eventually, glutinous rice took over from millet. And to make things even murkier, there's a whole other legend from another part of China that ties Zongzi to a different official, Wu Zixu. So yeah, the origin story isn't so simple.
So look, this whole North versus South food fight is a lot of fun, but it's really just scratching the surface. Because of Taiwan's incredibly diverse culture, there's an entire universe of Zongzi out there, and every single one has its own story, its own special flavor.
The variety is just amazing, seriously. You've got the Hakka people, who are famous for their food, and they make something called banzong from this chewy rice paste, no grains at all. Then you have indigenous communities making sinavu, with traditional ingredients like millet wrapped in these super fragrant wild leaves. The chaozo style? It goes wild and mixes savory pork with sweet red bean paste in the same zongzi. And let's not forget dessert.
The alkali zong is this gorgeous, amber-colored, chewy treat that you eat cold with a little sugar. And believe me, it doesn't stop there. Not even close. There's another Hakka version that uses savory dried radish. There's the huzhou zong, which is this long, skinny rectangle that has a whole strip of delicious, marinated pork inside. People are even making these modern dessert-style crystal zongzi that look like little jewels made with sago and sweet fillings. The creativity is it's endless.
So you see, when you untie a zongzi and peel back those leaves, you're not just getting ready for a meal. You're unwrapping a whole story. You're unwrapping the legend of a poet, the fierce pride of a region, and the amazing culinary history of so many different cultures, all packed into one perfect little package.
So from that tough, iron warrior northern zongzi to the soft, gentle southern one, from ancient mountain millet to a modern sweet dessert, the world of zongzi is huge. The only question left is, after all that, which one gets your vote?